the athletes are here and maybe won't be racing or are in trainers is you got to have 5 finish in order for it to count for a standard. So these ladies are going after the standard, and we have to make sure that this race is official.
And here we go. The women are off now, and the race set up for 15:10 pace.
So Jess Hull straight back after her 4:04 victory about 45 minutes ago, coming in to pace and help out.
Oh, we got a little friendly push there from Lauren saying I need to get some space here to her countrywoman, Jess Hull.
One of the big benefits here of having a smaller field is that there's not a need to get out hard, find your position, and sprint straight off the line. They probably had a conversation beforehand saying, all right, this is where everyone's going to sit. This is what we're going to do. Get on the train. Let's ride it to Tokyo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you could take a train to Tokyo, let's do that. Planes, trains, or automobiles, whatever we need. But yeah, we know that these two women, especially Lauren Ryan and Carmela Baez, they have the same goal in mind here. So I imagine that they'll be working together late in this race. And if they can both get it, that's the win here.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to find a much better rabbit than Jess Hull to help you do that. But it's weird. You're not going to see this in other sports where competitors are going to work together to get something done, or where you're going to come back and you're going to throw alley-oops for the other team. They are, but, track and field, it's good people, and they're willing to help each other out to get the job done.
Yeah, there's time to go at each other's throats in the championship racing season, but getting standards here, trying to help people get their Olympic dreams.
So Jess Hull coming back, we're going to see how she feels after this 3K pacing job and decide whether or not she is going to run the 1500 or 5K at the Olympics. And I think she's in a unique position that a lot of athletes could only dream of having options. But for her, it's where would I have a better chance of medaling?
Yeah, these are some decisions to make here. Jess Hull, obviously winning a few different ways in races over this past month and doing it in her adopted U.S. state, Oregon. People love her in Eugene and Portland.
So Carmela, coming off a 10K victory, comes and immediately signs with On and is now going to be coached by Dathan Ritzenheim out of Boulder. That's why you try to win NCAA championships. You get deals like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Dathan Ritzenheim and the On Athletics Club, one of the hottest groups on the market right now. They had a great showing by Joe Klecker grabbing that third spot to get on Team USA for the 10,000 meters. And Leah Fallon looking fantastic in her steeple prelim, too. We're very excited to watch her race in the trials in the next few days. So Carmela stepping into a great program there, and Dathan having a slew of PRs for his athletes this season.
Yeah, it's great to see companies signing athletes right now. Just the economy of the sport looks alive and well. Lots of deals happening at the Wild Duck each evening after the day of competition, where agents and coaches alike meet with athletes to hand out contracts. That's exactly how it goes.
In shady leather upholstered booths over chicken tenders.
So Carmela, 5K personal best of 15:25 at the Boston University indoor track. That is not only the national record, but the University of Oregon indoor 5K record.
Wow. And they were 340 through the 1200 there, so they need 338 is 15:10 pace. So they've got it within their sights right now. Lauren Ryan looking very good behind Jess Hull.
We did see the men at NCAA's run really, really quick, and that women's 10K, was equally fast. Like, people are just running really quick on the collegiate level right now. Unfortunately, just not quite what she needed in order to qualify in the 10K for the Olympics. But an opportunity pops up down the street a week later to get in a fast 5K, you take it.
Yeah, the 10K is still an experienced athlete's game at this point. We saw some younger athletes making the team in the 10K in the men's side this year, but on the collegiate level, there needs to be a bit more endurance built up.
Yeah, well, you see that in both the 5 and the 10K. The 800 and the 1500, you can see athletes really succeed at a young age and on the international level. But the 5 and 10K, it's about years of mileage and getting that under your belt, and that's not something that you can rush. And so the 10K does tend to be an event that takes a little bit more time to develop when you compare maybe the international competitiveness of the times that we see in the college ranks versus what we're going to then see at the Olympics. The 800, the 1500, you can do it, but the 5, 10K, it just takes a few more years.
And that's good news for everybody out there training too. You got a bit more time to build up the mileage base and take a shot down the road. I mean, and more so in the marathon. You see people succeeding in the marathon well into their 30s, their late 30s.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's important for athletes like Lauren and Carmela to have opportunities to keep running after college. It's a shame to have athletes stop when they're 22 years old. So much time left to reach their prime, especially in those more aerobic-dependent events. And so the ability to keep going, you see athletes develop and just keep getting better and better as they move up in distance and get more mileage under their belt.
Absolutely. And we're coming up to 2K now. They passed 2,000 meters. We came through the mile in about 4:53.
They're clicking off 73s, Jess Hull leading the way. That's Lauren Ryan, and then just a few steps behind her, that is Carmela Cardema Baez of Spain. And this point in the race, this is when you're wondering, is she doing it as a strategic move and say, let me settle here like we're running plenty fast, or is the pain train starting?
I mean, that's what we're all wondering right now.
But they both look really strong and composed right now, and we are very much in sight of what we want to see. That last lap was a tiny bit slower as a 75, but again, you're just doing what Jess Hull wants you to do right now. It's not like you're in control of the pace back behind her.
So they don't have a choice right now. They're just shutting their minds off, running to 3K. They'll have to make their decisions. That time will come after 3,000 meters. And Lauren Ryan looking very good. She came out here to really make something happen in this race, notching her time down. She ran 15:22 at Portland Track Festival and then 15:26 at the Stumptown Twilight, placing third behind Emily Infeld and Nessa Frazier of the Bowerman Track Club in that race. So she's been hungry for more opportunities and won a rose here at the McKenzie Community Track. So she jumped on it. And now Jess Hull leading her up the home stretch. And we've got the crowd assembled, cheering them on the sidelines here.
You know, we were talking a little bit about the rankings earlier and what that means, and unfortunately, Lauren Ryan is 97th right now on the list, so she is looking for that standard. That's what she needs if she's going to make it.
Okay, so Lauren Ryan knows what she needs to do. And Jess Hull leading her there.
That last lap was a 77.1, so again, just a little bit slower than we are looking for, but she is running right on top of Jess, and it seems almost at some point she should speak up. Let her know she's got more running left in her.
Yeah, she is. She's kicking the cones a little bit, running up on Jess Hull, so it looks like she's got a lot of run in her still, and they're coming past 2,800 meters right now, and it was about 8:40.
Lauren Ryan just trusting in Jess Hull. Get me where I need to be. She is hugging that rail close. She does not want to run any more than 5,000 meters here.
So Jess Hull swinging wide here. And this is 3,000 meters. So Jess Hull's work is coming to a close this evening after a 4:04 1,500-meter victory. And then she's leaving it to Lauren Ryan.
She's cheering for her countrywoman. She's saying, meet me in Tokyo. Let's do this. You got this. So that was 3K in 9:18. What does that extrapolate to, Jeff? What are we looking at?
Let's see. Who are the math whizzes out there?
It looks like we're going to be a little bit off that 15:10 pace that we were hoping for, but
unless she can kick it down here, we saw that. I mean, she still has a a good amount of energy left. She was running up on Jess Hull, so we'll see what her succeeding laps are after this.
And for context, her personal best is 15:22, so that's still very much within reach here, even if that 15:10 would require her to get going now.
So she'll need to step on it. 9:57 through 3,200 meters, and 9:42 is the pace that she would need for 15:10. So 13 seconds back at 3,200 meters.
She looks strong still, but it is lonely out there.
Yeah, she has a long way to go solo out here. Carmela Baez behind her, climbing onto the straight right now.
Again, those athletes in the outside lanes are necessary in order for this to be a sanctioned and official race. So we appreciate them doing their work, what they need to do, leaving the athletes who are going after big times, plenty of space to make it happen.
And we've seen things like this before at the Portland 5,000 in the woods on the Nike track. There was a second contingent of racers behind Woody Lopez and Matt Centrowitz. Some of the unspoken heroes. And Liam Mayrow was in that, actually, and he ran the 800 this evening in 150.
It takes a village.
So Lauren Ryan here on the screen.
She approaches with 4 laps to go. No, sorry, 3 laps to go.
Yes. So clicking off, her last lap was a 77. So running solo out there, 77 seconds, and the pace that she needs is just shy of 73s. So we'll see what this lap split is for her when she comes up to the line here.
Sorry, now she is approaching 3 laps to go. I was ahead.
It's okay. It happens to the best of us, Kyle.
So 11:55 on the clock. Again, she is looking strong, but she is in no woman's land. She's going to have to do this solo. Getting cheers of those athletes who've already competed here today, cheering her on. They know what it's like to have to do it solo. It's tough. But it will make you strong, and she does look strong still. She's got more running left in her.
And she's a young athlete and having a great season, too, having a great breakout season. She ran 15:49 before this season, and has worked her time down significantly. So a really good showing out in Oregon for Lauren Ryan here.
Yeah, she at the start of the season ran a 4:12.1500, which was a 9-second personal best. So a huge breakthrough year for her in multiple events. She had run an 8:54 3K just before COVID shut things down. So a lot of potential here. Still very young and a lot of running left, but not too much running left here in this race tonight.
No, we've got a couple laps left here. And Lauren Ryan still solo out front. Carmela Cardema Baez a good distance behind her.
With 2 laps to go, it's 13:14 on the clock.
So 13:14, we'll see what Lauren Ryan has to close with and what Carmela Cardema Baez has to close with here. But a great evening here at the McKenzie Community Track. We saw some fantastic performances across the board in the 1500, 800s, and 5Ks this evening. And thank you all again for supporting a great cause, fire relief here for the rural communities out in Oregon.
600 meters to go for Lauren Ryan.
About 13:54 on the clock with 600 meters to go.
At this point in the race, you're counting down every 100 meters, 600 meters to go, and now 500 meters to go.
So she's let the pace slip to 80s for this, for the last lap. So she's rolling into the final lap here, and we'll see what she can give for this this last lap of the 5,000 meters.
With 1 lap left to go, is there a second win there?
Can she show the fans something special with a lap to go? Let's see. There's 14:33 on the clock.
And Carmela now coming through with her 1 lap to go.
And what's she going to do? 14:44 on the clock.
Doubling back a week later after her NCAA victory for the Ducks at Hayward in the 10K, now newly signed with the On Athletics Club.
Running for the first time in the On Athletics Club singlet. This is the first time that she's wearing that uniform. But Lauren Ryan out front here. And she's got a comfortable lead over Carmela Cardama Baez as she's rolling into 200 meters to go. And the standard is not there tonight. Tonight is not her night to get that standard, but she has many nights ahead of her.
150 meters to go. Lauren Ryan looking down at the track. She's trying to eat up as much ground as possible, and she turns the corner. She will see the clock and give it everything that she has with 100 meters to go.
And here we go, Lauren Ryan coming into the finish. This is her race right now. McKenzie Community Track, the Australian athlete coming into the line down the home stretch. And she'll take the win here in the 5,000 meters. 15:50 on the clock.
And just behind her, that is Carmela Cardama Baez coming through just under 16 minutes.
And the fans give them an ovation. They know it's a difficult evening to run a 5,000 out here on the track.
I'm sure they're very appreciative of Jess Hull lending her services up front the first half of the race.
Absolutely, yeah. Jess Hull's services will not go unremembered by this crowd tonight.